Hard Trick Room has seen a big resurgence with the return of Expanding Force on Hatterene. This combo with Indeedee Psychic Terrain does insane damage, but a Pokemon that has recently rose with the usage of Hard Trick Room is Gallade. Gallade is a perfect middle of the road speed tier that will work on both Trick Room as well as when Trick Room is not up, making it a massive threat with its ability Sharpness, which boosts the power of its slicey moves like Psycho Cut and Sacred Sword as well as Leaf Blade by 1.5 times. On the team we're featuring today that I built with Michael in the Discord, which was heavily inspired by Brandon Davis' 5th place Portland regional team, this shows Gallade's potential. Putting Gallade next to Indeedee boosts the power of Psycho Cut by an additional 30% on top of the Sharpness boost, which is very scary. Then we have other powerful Trick Room sweepers like Ursaluna and Torkoal to deal big damage, and finally we have Urshifu to have a fast mode option if necessary. So let's hop into some battles and show why this is one of the best Trick Room teams in Regulation F. So looking at game 1, we have a very interesting team with Charizard, Armarouge, as well as Dragonite and Bundle. There's a lot of really fast options on this team, and it looks like they're going to be a Sun team, so I definitely opt out of bringing Torkoal here, especially because Torkoal doesn't play well into a Charizard as well as a Flash Fire Armarouge as well as Dragonite. So I opt to lead Gallade and Indeedee so that way I can get my Trick Room down, whether it be through Follow Me and Trick Rooming with Gallade or going for just damage with Gallade and Trick Rooming with Indeedee. I do also have to acknowledge that they are potentially going for a flip turn into their Armarouge to proc a weakness policy as well as speed boost, but without the access to Psychic Terrain, this is a threat that I can handle with Follow Me on Indeedee to get Trick Room up with Gallade, so that's why I felt like this was a solid lead. Then based on this information, because of the fact that they don't have their own Psychic Terrain, I do want to bring Hatterene and be able to play with my own Expanding Force into the Pokemon after I deal with threats like the potential Armarouge, and then finally I round out with Ursaluna that can do big damage into everything on their team, whether it be with Headlong Rush or with Facade. I can do massive damage into everything that they have, as well as not proc the Sun by bringing Torkoal. Alright, we are looking at a Dragonite and Bundle lead. Okay. Dragonite Bundle lead. We go for the Quark Drive boost on the Bundle. And we do get our Psychic Seed off. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I want to just attack into this Bundle. I know I want to get Trick Room down to some capacity. I think I'm just going to go for the Follow Me and then Trick Room set with our Gallade this turn. We'll just use Gallade to set the Trick Room, because then we'll be able to just kind of go for whatever. I kind of hope they just KO Indeedee this turn. That would be the ideal scenario. Because if they KO Indeedee, then we could just do massive damage with Hatterene. Oh, they have Blizzard. Gallade avoided. That's perfect. What in the... Wait, what? What am I looking at? Light screen? What? Alright. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. How do I want to do this? Heightened chance of landing a Psycho Cut seems really, really fun right now. I think we do go for the D-Gleam, maybe break a multi-scale, because that seems to be the case. And then we'll go for a Psycho Cut in case they Tera their Bundle. That does so much damage. Sunny Day, okay. That's the wrong weather for your Pokemon. But Dazzling Gleam will KO the Bundle. That was kind of the hope. We do break a multi-scale, which it does seem like they would be multi-scale, considering the fact that they are Light Screen Dragonite. I don't know what's going on right now. This is Masters. I don't know what's going on. That's a Flutter Mane come into play. Special attack boosted Flutter Mane. So what we do is just go for the Helping Hand and Psycho Cut onto the Flutter Mane. That's going to KO all day. I'm not particularly worried about Dragonite at this time, because it seems like they're a support Dragonite, which we can deal with later. So I have very little concern about dealing with this. So we're going to just focus Fluttermane. We're going to get all their offensive Pokemon out of the way and just let Gallade clean house. Because realistically, even in the back, what we can do, because we have Indeedee still, we could just go for big damage with Ursaluna and then bring in, as long as we get rid of everything with spread moves, we could bring in Hatterene even and Ursaluna even without Trick Room and still be able to just rock through Pokemon. Fluttermane's got a Tera, probably Tera Fairy. Interesting. What is happening in this battle? What is happening? I probably don't even need... The Helping Hand was probably overkill. Wait, there's Sash. I should have Dazzling Gleam. There's Sash. Oh, no. Wait, there's Sash. Indeedee holds on through the Outrage. That's kind of crazy. But that's not going to hold on through the D-Gleam. There's Sash. I should not have gone for Helping Hand. Gallade is a beast, though. What? It survived a special attack boosted? That is absolutely bonkers. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me, right? What is the spread on that Fluttermane? What? How many more turns of Trick Room do we got? Okay. I mean, we go for Expanding Force, and we go for Psycho Cut into Dragonite this time. They still can't E-Speed if they have E-Speed, but they used Outrage, so they're locked into that, I guess. That's kind of wild that I survived that with a special attack boosting Fluttermane. They're going to withdraw the Flutter, and they're going to bring in Charizard. I mean, we still KO Charizard with Expanding Force, I would imagine. Charizard's so frail. Even if we get it low, we can just kill it with Solar Power. Oh, okay. It holds on. Psycho Cut goes off. Dragonite's going to go down. They're going to bring back in the Fluttermane. Okay, we have a couple options here. We got one more turn of Trick Room. They could go for the Double Protect. They could very well go for the Double Protect. But I think what I want to do is just go for another Expanding Force. And Wide Guard this turn. And they don't double protect. So we get the double KO, and we take the first dub with Gallade. Gallade put in massive work that game. I cannot believe it survived that attack. I want to see the spread on that Fluttermane, because there's no way we should have survived that. No way. In Game 2, I see that they have a Rain team, which means I want Torkoal. Torkoal is great weather control. It can help me deal with this threat. So I immediately think to myself, looking at their team, they have potential for Rigorath play to stop my Trick Room. They also have Torn. They have Rillaboom to be able to stop my Psychic Terrain. There's a lot of things that they have going for them into my particular team, but I want to lead with Urshifu and Indeedee. This will allow me to do massive damage with my Urshifu if I want to go for a Helping Hand and a Wicked Blow into something to just take an early KO and then get Trick Room up a subsequent turn, or it allows me to go for just big damage with Urshifu and then get Trick Room up turn 1. Then in the back, I'm thinking to myself, I definitely want Gallade because Gallade plays so nicely into our Chaludon because it has access to Sacred Sword, meaning I can avoid any stamina boosts I may potentially proc on that Pokemon. And then the last Pokemon I want to bring, like I mentioned at the start, is Torkoal, because Torkoal is going to play so nicely into this Rain. Being able to switch the weather in my favor and deal big damage into things like Rillaboom, Kingambit, even their Archaludon is going to put me in such a strong position to win this game. Kingambit and Lando lead. Okay. All right. So I kind of just want to go for the KO onto the Lando. What do they got in the back, potentially? Yeah, I kind of just want to go for a big KO here. We're going to Tera Fairy and go for Helping Hand. That should KO. I would imagine that KOs every Lando. Helping Hand, Dersh. Should KO. They probably Tera their King Gambit. And they may just swap their Lando. King Gambit's actually going to swap, so we didn't really need to Tera. Rillaboom's going to come in. Rillaboom comes in. We go for the Tera Fairy, which we didn't need to do, like I said, because King Gambit's not here anymore. King Gambit was the big threat in that regard. We go for the Helping Hand, and I would hope that this just KOs the Lando. Wicked Blow. Boom. Yep. Down goes Lando. Good turn. Good turn. We did blow our Tera a little early, but we kind of had to, and just in case that King Gambit wanted to get spicy. What's next? What do they bring in? Because now we're locked. We brought what? Gallade in the back and Torkoal? Okay, we can still make this work. For Rigoraph comes to play. They haven't blown their Tera yet. So I think we just go for a Wicked Blow here. Do we? I could also just hard swap. And I'm kind of tempted to hard swap. I'm going to hard swap and go for a... I'm just going to set the Trick Room. Hard swap in Gallade, set the Trick Room. They probably just fake me out. Here comes the Tera. Probably Tera Fairy. Tera Water. Okay. Was not expecting that. Interesting. So they're going to fake out Gallade, which is fine. And they go for Tera Blast. Okay. Spicy. We get the Trick Room up. So you know what? I'm good with that. I kind of just want to go for a Psycho Cut. Because I got King Gambit in the back. We can deal with that with the Ursh. So I think I want to go for a Helping Hand Psycho Cut. We probably could have gone for Sacred Sword. That probably would have just done more damage, now that I'm thinking about it, because that's higher damage if I'm remembering correct. Where it doesn't matter either way. But we get a free swap in now, which is kind of the more important scenario. They go for Hyper Voice, which is very okay with me. I'm very okay with the Hyper Voice. Let's get in Torkoal. So we get a free swap into our Torkoal. And now we are in a pretty good spot here. Honestly, what we could do more than anything is just kind of wait out our Trick Room. But they already wasted their Tera. We can go for this. And then go for a Helping Hand. Go for the Helping Hand. The Rillaboom is not in a good spot at all, and they can't really swap, so we're going to get a free KO. They are going to swap. Are you crazy? I guess next turn you can fake out is the idea. Helping Hand. We get the big eruption off. That's going to take the KO on King Gambit, and it's going to do massive damage to that Farigiraf. Huge damage to Farigiraf. Like it. I like it a lot. Psyshock's going to go off. This is probably going to do a ridiculous amount of damage, but Psyshock's not the move you want, because Psyshock does damage based on my defense, which is higher on Torkoal, so that's really not the position you want to be in. So now Rillaboom's going to come back in. And I think we have, what, 2 more turns of Trick Room here? 2 more turns of Trick Room. So this turn, what we do is we just protect. We protect, and honestly, I'm kind of tempted to just get in our Urshifu. No, we'll just go for D-Gleam. We'll protect and we'll go for D-Gleam. I thought about bringing in Urshifu, but it's just not worth it right now. Because if they decide to double into Indeedee, then we just kind of get bopped. So I don't really care to bring in the Urshifu right now. They go for the fake out on a Torkoal. Obviously, we're protected through that. It's not going to affect us. We're going to see what they go for with the Farigiraf. They go for the Tera Blast. Okay, they doubled Torkoal. We could have gotten in Urshifu, but it doesn't really matter. Because now we can just go for a D-Gleam. Get a little chip off there. And now, even if they take out Torkoal this turn, Trick Room goes down the subsequent turn. And we can get in our Urshifu, which is faster than both of the Pokemon on the field. So we just go for a Helping Hand Heat Wave here. Helping Hand Heat Wave all day. Because that's going to take out the Rillaboom, and that probably takes out Farigiraf from that range with the sun up. Even with the Tera Water, we still probably take out Farigiraf as long as we connect with both Pokemon. Heat Wave does connect with both Pokemon, and that's a double KO. That's a GG. This Trick Room team is so solid. It's so good. So in Game 3, once again, I see that they are rocking a Rain team, and they have the threats of Pelipper, possibly a Water Urshifu, Basculegion, and Archaludon, which means once again, I'm going to want Torkoal. Now, initially, I feel like I should lead Gallade here because that has decent play into the potential Amoonguss lead and also has great play into a potential Archaludon lead because I have Sacred Sword, so if I were to happen to proc a potential stamina boost, it doesn't really matter. But I end up deciding that Hatterene is a better lead because I'm able to simply follow me away any damage from Hatterene and then just set the Trick Room and then get something else more powerful and potentially Torkoal to change the weather. Then obviously in the back, I bring my Torkoal and my Gallade. Like I said, Torkoal's going to play very nicely into this because I can change the weather more in my favor and weaken their water type attacks. And then Gallade has great play into both Amoonguss as well as Archaludon, even Urshifu if Urshifu does not Tera. What do they got? They got Latias and Urshifu. I'm good with that. I am A-okay with that. Could also just go for a Trick Room. I could go for D-Gleam, but I feel like that's a little greedy. We can just go for the Follow Me and Trick Room setup. Follow Me, Trick Room setup. They are going to Tera. They are going to Tera. We go for the Follow Me here. And Indeedee might even survive this. Oh, there's the Rain Dance on the Latias. Was not expecting that. Surging Strikes is going to do huge damage now into Indeedee. Big damage. Indeedee will go down, but that's fine. That's kind of what we needed anyways. And we get our Trick Room up for essentially free. Because now we can get Torkoal in. And Torkoal's actually going to be able to just reverse this weather for us. And I want to go for an Expanding Force here. And I think I'm going to go for Tera Fire Eruption. It doesn't look like they swapped, which is good for us. They're just going to detect this turn. Eruption's going to connect. Looks like maybe they're sacking their Latias. Do we KO from this range with Expanding Force? Oh, no, we don't. They have a berry. All right. They have a berry. Yeah, that's tough. Okay. There's the Rain Dance again. We go for another Expanding Force. And I'm going to go for an Earth Power onto the Latias won't get hit by that. So that's not the play. I think we just go for another Eruption. We could even get Gallade in. I think I'm more keen to get Gallade in. I think I want to get Gallade in. Urshifu is going to swap into our Chaludon. Okay. Expanding Force is going to hit again. Good chip. They get a stamina boost. They already Tera'd, which is really good for us. So they go for Heal Pulse onto their Archaludon. Makes sense. But they already Tera'd, which is awesome for us. Because now we can go for D-Gleam and Sacred Sword. And just do huge damage. So we got to see what they want to do here. They let this go through. Deep Gleam does decent damage. Another stamina boost to the Archaludon. That's a really, really bulky Archaludon. That took like no damage. And we go for the Sacred Sword. And that's going to KO the Archaludon. Puts us in a really strong position. What comes in? We've got Amoonguss and Urshifu. Alright. One more turn of Trick Room. I think I have to go for Expanding Force in Psycho Cut. Oh, they double protect this turn? They double protect this turn. So what would have been better had I known they were going to go for the double protect is to just reset Trick Room. Resetting Trick Room would have been great. That would have been massive for us. Okay. Twisted Dimensions return to normal. Weirdness disappears. So I think what I do is I get Torkoal in that slot. And I still... The question becomes, do I think I can take the hit? Trick Room, Pokemon, Torkoal. So we swap Torkoal into the Gallade because we likely are going to get hit with a Spore. They wouldn't Spore into the Hatterene slot. They wouldn't Spore the Hatterene. Surging Strikes goes off. Yeah, we'll take that. Nice. Bringing in the sun allows us to take the hit. That's what I was hoping for. They do go for the Spore on a Torkoal. And this allows us to get Trick Room back up. Puts us in a really commanding position. So what we need to do now is try and get as much damage off onto... I think the Amoonguss has to be our target. We go for the Eruption, just because they likely ignore Torkoal this turn. Expanding Force onto the Amoonguss. That's good damage. That's what we needed. They Pollen Puff the Urshifu, which I was not expecting them to do. That's kind of weird. And they go for Surging Strikes once more. Into the Torkoal. Makes sense. Torkoal is going to be able to take that because of the sun. That's huge. Are they running lefties? Okay, even resisted from this range, we should be able to take out the Amoonguss with a D-Gleam. We should be able to. Amoonguss is just going to protect. Amoonguss just protects. They go for Aqua Jet into which Pokemon? Into Hatterene, makes sense. Into the Hatterene. Does Torkoal wake up this turn? Yep, good. Good, good, good. Good damage into Urshifu. Alright, we get Gallade in. We get Gallade in. And we go for Sacred Sword onto the Urshifu. How many more turns of Trick Room do we have? 2 turns of Trick Room. I believe we'll take an Aqua Jet from this range. And I almost don't want to leave anything to chance. But I think I have to go for Heat Wave here. I think I have to go for Heat Wave here. Here comes the Aqua Jet into Torkoal. We should be able to take that hit. We don't. Oh, no. Oh, they crit. No. No, they crit. We should have been able to take it. We totally should have been able to take that. Wow. That won them the game. Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. That's so crazy. That crit single-handedly won them this game. Wow. I can't believe that. We're asleep. They likely go for a Surging Strikes. The only thing that possibly wins us this game no, they just Aqua Jet this turn. Yeah, Sun's down. They Aqua Jet this turn. That's a GG. Man, that crit won them the game. I can't believe it. Wow. GG. I mean, it is what it is. That's Pokemon. GG's.